Hello, hello. I'm Tamara and the Tax Doula with today's tax tip. Today's tax tip is not actually a tax tip, but it's some information that I'm sharing with you. I like to look at the data from the IRS as a tax preparer. It allows me to see what's happening out there in the world and kind of compare it to the work that I'm doing on an individual basis. So this is data from the IRS for their 2025 filing season statistics, and the data that I'm sharing with you is for the week ending March 7th. Now, it seems like the data that I'm going to share with you that there is a decrease between 1.8% and 2.1% of just different things around filing status. So the numbers that I'm going to give you are the numbers in the millions. So when I talk about 60 or 29, I'm talking about millions of people. So I'm just going to start here and just give you a little bit of background. So in 2025, the week ending March 7th, the number of total returns that the IRS received was 61.4 million. Last year at the same time, it was 62.7 million. So that's a decrease of 2.1%. Now, the e-filing returns that they received from tax professionals this year, the week ending March 7th, it's been 29 million. Last year, this time, it was 29.6 million. So that's a decrease of 2.2%. The returns filed, e-file returns, and that's for you folks who are doing your own tax returns and using software that's out there, your submission rate is down 2.1%. So right now, 30.8 million people versus last year, 31.5 million people have filed their tax returns. Now, here is something that I find truly fascinating. The web usage, and that is the people who are going to irs.gov, has decreased by 44%. Last year, this time, by the week ending March 7th, 210 million people had visited irs.gov. I'm sorry, let me just back that up. This year, 210 million people have visited irs.gov. Last year, it was 376 million people had visited irs.gov. So I find this data fascinating and I'm wondering what's going on. And part of me is thinking that it's a possibility that people are so caught up in what's happening with our politics and all the stuff that's going on that maybe people are being slow to react, so slow to respond. Who are these people that are not filing? Are they the regular people who file later? Are they people who are caught up in everything that's going on and they're being distracted from filing their tax returns? Like, who are these people and why are they not filing? And that's, we know that a lot of people often file later in the year, closer to the April 15th deadline, when they think that they owe taxes. That's just, part of natural behavior. But it seems like all across the board, when it comes to filing status, whether it's the number of returns received, whether it's the number filed by tax professionals, whether it's the number filed by self-preparers, whether it's e-filed or, whatever it is, that people are not responding the same way that they did last year around this time. And the fact that the web usage is down by 44%, that's really interesting to me as well, because with everything that's going on, I would just assume that more people are looking on the irs.gov website, trying to get some answers to, any questions that they may have, even if it's just simple curiosity about what's going on with the layoffs and the changes and the proposed, changes to the tax law that'll be coming up in the next years with this administration. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was interesting. As a tax preparer, I think this is interesting. And I can say that, I think the fact that people are filing their own tax returns is great. I think the fact that people are working with tax preparers is even better, because when you have a tax preparer like me who's really interested in what's going on within that industry, within that landscape, knowing that I'm keeping on top of the data, I'm constantly looking at the information, because the tax code, the tax laws, it's not static, it's dynamic, it's always moving, it's always changing, things are always happening. So it's really important to know that when you're working with a tax professional, that they're constantly staying on top of the information that's out there. So I'm Tamara, the tax doula, and this is my not a tax tip for the day. Take care.